Ice Cold Gold is a reality TV series that aired on Animal Planet for 3 seasons, between 2013 and 2015. Following a team of hardcore miners, viewers saw them searching for gold and various other precious metals and gems in the depths of Greenland, where humans have never set foot before. In Season 2, personnel from the small American mining company 60 Degree Resources returned to Greenland in search of rubies. They set up a camp on the island for 2 months to determine how many rubies might be in the so-called red zone. In the midst of a harsh winter, they discovered a reserve located near a hard-to-reach ridge and rushed to get there before their competitors. As it turns out, numerous other mining companies had also been searching for rubies in the same place. While John, Josh, and Chad waited at the base camp, Eric and his colleagues from the Red Zone team were pulling out rubies in large numbers. However, not even this venture could have passed without drama. John, who desperately wanted to see the rubies before his 50th birthday, climbed to join the Red Zone team while carrying more than 50 pounds of reindeer meat on his back, putting both himself and his team in danger. Meanwhile, the Red Zone team ventured further and deeper into the mountains and managed to find what could be one of the largest ruby deposits in the world. It has to be one of the most impressive discoveries they made on the show. The Red Zone has spectacular rubies. You cannot find something like that, said Josh in one of his interviews. When we discovered it, we immediately knew we had something fantastic. During the mining, they pulled out a ruby apparently worth around $200,000, which could have paid for their whole season. But as ruby fever struck the team, they ended up quibbling over their find and breaking the highly valued precious gem. This goes as far as what was presented on the show, keeping in mind that John, Josh, Eric, and Chad are professional miners. It's possible that they've pulled out a lot more rubies than we saw. It just wasn't interesting enough for TV. They stay adamant about not revealing how much they actually ended up finding. That's one thing we have, where those rubies are and how much. Why would we give that information out? Josh notes. They belong to us. However, there is still more to the story. Prior to arriving in Greenland, the team from 60 Degree Resources didn't have any form of legal right or authorization provided by the local government for mining. It appears that local officials let the guys find the reserves on their own, even without the proper documentation, and then seized control of the area upon realizing its value. Likely hoping for a future cooperative mining effort, the team took to the high ground and withdrew from the Red Zone. It's unclear what came of it later, whether they returned to the Red Zone in the following years. As far as we know, the company is still in business and the guys have traveled to Greenland again. Spanning over 830,000 square miles, over 2.1 million square kilometers, Greenland is the largest island in the world, save for Australia. This barely inhabited island has been covered in snow and ice for thousands of years, but in the past several decades, the melting of glaciers has revealed vast mineral wealth hiding in the rocks below. It's estimated that the island is sitting on more wealth than Saudi Arabia. In recent years, people became aware of the presence of rare materials and gemstones, including diamonds, olivine, and lapis lazuli, just to name a few. Greenland is also the home of some of the biggest ruby reserves found in the last 2 decades. The presence of ruby has been known since the early 19th century, when the researcher Carl Ludwig Jesk collected the precious gemstone. However, it took more than 100 years for new advancements to happen. In 1965, the Geological Survey of Greenland, led by Martin Gisler, found rubies in Apalutok, a small island near the southwest shores of Greenland. It didn't take long for explorers to find more deposits on the island, now inevitably known as Ruby Island, following which discovery. Several private companies rushed to extract rubies from these deposits. One of the greatest finds was made by the Canadian exploration company True North Gems, or TNG, a 440-carat ruby now valued at more than $450,000 and believed to be the largest recorded ruby in the Northern Hemisphere. Following their discovery, TNG applied for an exploration permit and opened a ruby mine in the area. Although limited by harsh weather conditions which only allow a small window of time for mining activity, the government of Greenland is looking to take advantage of the island's precious metal reserves. Mining is already contributing significantly to Greenland's economy, and although autonomous, could be the final factor in establishing their complete independence from Denmark. Now, deposits of ruby are being discovered in mainland Greenland each year, with innovative technology now allowing for their extraction from places that were once inaccessible. Despite the evidence of undiscovered ruby reserves existing in Greenland, not all ice-cold gold viewers are convinced that the way rubies were found in the show was real. In the Ruby Fever episode, it seemed that the guys randomly struck a rock impregnated with small rubies. To top it all off, this allegedly happened in the last moments of their exploration in Greenland. One fan of the Colorado Prospectors online forum offered his explanation for what might have happened behind the scenes. According to him, it's likely that Eric, the geologist of the group, actually found the rubies on one of his earlier solo trips. Since the season was coming to an end without any major discoveries, Eric apparently suggested that the team visit the place where he found rubies so that they could have their money shot. Josh Feldman and his brother Jesse had been in the mining business for years before traveling to Greenland for the first time. They had begun by looking for gold reserves in the Superstition Mountains in Arizona, home of the legendary Lost Dutchman mines. The brothers also run the stables they inherited from their father, but their fascination with the history of mining in the Superstitions is what kept them in the business of gold mining. In 2009, Jesse wrote and published a book about Lost Dutchman's treasure, entitled Jacob's Trail, The Legend of Jacob Waltz's Lost Dutchman Gold Mine, making a case for where he believes the mines are. Further, Josh and Jesse are the owners of the Mammoth Mine, one of the most productive mines in the late 19th century. They are a few of the rare people keeping alive the business of old-school prospecting. Their unique story inspired Discovery Channel producers who offered them a 6-part series on their channel, Animal Planet, in 2011. To film the series, the brothers and their fellow prospectors were sent for 2-month-long trips to Greenland, tasked with looking for gold and other precious material. The first season of Ice Cold Gold was shot during the summer of 2012 in the remote area known as Storo, and the island's capital city, Nuuk. Ice Cold Gold received a mixed response from the public in North America. It was one of several reality TV shows at the time which focused on the topic of gold prospecting, others being Gold Rush and Bering Sea Gold. It didn't take long for this TV trend to transfer into real life as well, as many people started participating in the modern-day gold rush inspired by these TV shows. Back in 2014, CBC talked with a geological supply store owner who noted a significant rise in business. "Those shows have helped. Those people catch gold fever, I think," she said. She also noted that the sales of prospecting equipment, such as gold pans and sluices, have jumped by more than 25%. However, the show also drove a lot of negative criticism. As of late 2022, Ice Cold Gold has a not that favorable rating of only 5.5 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database or IMDb, with many reviewers calling the series fake. This group keeps finding new areas with gold or other valuable minerals, but if you dig just a little bit with Google, all the places they go to have been examined by others. So all in all, this is a fake show where they will never get a claim. To see such a show on Discovery saddens me, one user wrote in their review. A lot of fans also had an issue with the fact that a lot of screen time was allotted to personal drama between the guys, instead of exploration, not unusual in reality TV shows. In 2016, Josh and Jesse Feldman entered talks with Travel Channel about a new TV show, which would focus on the two of them searching for gold again, but this time in their home state of Arizona. The series, entitled Lost Gold, premiered in 2019 and is still airing to this day. It expands upon their fascination with finding Lost Dutchman's gold, although the brothers also explore for other lost treasures. "The show is history first," Josh said. "We head out, we chase these stories from the Old West, any story that could involve gold. There are thousands of these lost gold stories, stagecoach robberies, lost mines, other robberies gone bad." Josh and Jesse have clearly parted ways with their old Ice Cold Gold co-stars. But where are they now? Seasoned geologist Eric Drummond, who provided his expertise on Ice Cold Gold, also has a new show on Discovery entitled Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch. This time, Eric is providing his expertise to Dwayne and Chad Ollinger, who are exploring the supposed paranormal activities and hidden treasures at the said ranch. The infamous location is said to be the place where Montezuma buried his stash of Aztec gold. According to some sources, the Aztec emperor visited Utah around 1520 to prevent the Spanish conquistadors from seizing his treasure. Although the supposed gold hasn't been located, the team on Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch has found several clues that might lead them to it. Perhaps the most significant discovery has been the remains of a wooden box, estimated to be dating from the early 16th century. However, Eric himself is more interested in exploring for the rare elements found in the area. The most perplexing one is gallium, a very scarce element used in many modern technological devices, such as LCD TVs and smartphones. Eric believes that gallium was put there by people and isn't naturally occurring. He's also found traces of iridium, which he links to a meteoric impact that happened a long time ago. Another ice-cold gold star, Zach Gator Shoes, has chosen another path for himself. Unlike his former co-stars, he seems to have moved on from doing TV work and is now fully focused on his company, Earth Core Development. John Self went down a similar path, operating PHC sweepstakes from his home in Colorado. Ice Cold Gold is hardly the only reality TV series focused on prospecting. In fact, it's just one of the many similar shows that appeared after the success of Discovery Channel's Gold Rush. Entering its 13th season, Gold Rush is the longest-running and most popular prospecting TV series out there. The series started airing in 2010 when it was known as Gold Rush Alaska. It follows a crew of men from Sandy, Oregon who had lost their jobs and traveled far north, hoping to strike a fortune in Alaska. In the beginning, none of the guys had any mining experience and had to learn everything on the go. But they came out somewhat successfully, making close to $30,000 in their first attempt. Nowadays, the show has expanded and follows several gold mining businesses, most notably the Parker Schnabel crew and the Hoffman crew. Originally taking place in Alaska, Gold Rush has been filmed in many locations in the past 12 years, such as Yukon, Canada, Park Country in Colorado, and the jungles of Guyana in South America, among others. Aside from Gold Rush, one of the most highly regarded prospecting shows in Weather Channel's Prospectors, one of the most highly regarded prospecting shows is Weather Channel's Prospectors, which aired from 2013 to 2016, and which focused on several miners who operated in the Colorado Rocky Mountains, looking for gold and other precious metals. The show gave us a unique insight into how mining is done in the real world, and is generally lacking the personal drama that is so common with other similar series. Another popular prospecting show is Yukon Gold, which aired from 2013 to 2017. The series focused a rotating roster of 4 gold mining crews who were hoping to strike it big in the Yukon, Canada. Facing harsh weather, lots of dirty hard work, and numerous unforeseen circumstances, not every team came out on top. But such is the reality of the mining business. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.